someone that can offset that. Like you said,
just
yeah, totally. You just talking about how you're getting so much better with Zoom. But yeah, I love that concept. So like with a partner, again, finding someone who offsets your strengths and your opportunities.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
So how did you guys get to this place where, you know, you were being partners and working as a team and all that kind of stuff? I mean, I know the story, but
yeah. Well, pretty much he was my next door neighbor and I was in college and his career was just taking off and he couldn't do it by himself. He figured out. So I became his loan officer assistant, the first one at our company. And we really didn't know, like, have a playbook for what we were supposed to do. So Todd Duncan's sales assistant mastery, I think it was how we kind of set up and how we structured our team at that point. And then 10 years into it, we just became business partners instead of the traditional LOA and loan officer. So
you pretty much run the branch on a day-to-day basis as well. I mean, you got a ton of loan officers that are working for you guys, right?
That is correct. Yeah, as well as originating, we also have 13 sales staff that we manage on a daily basis. So we have 13 sets of problems and 13 sets of success stories every day. So we like the success stories. That's what we focus on. But that's really, you know, the best part of my job that I feel. I mean, besides helping clients, I love helping loan officers succeed and reach their goals. And, you know, and I get to do that on a daily basis. I feel pretty lucky to do that.
That's awesome. So I know, like, obviously your relationship, you guys, you know, it was organic. It kind of grew into that. But, you know, anyone who's kind of looking for that opportunity for a partner, like, what do you suggest? What would you look for to say, hey, or how would you determine, like, if all of a sudden you said, you know, something, it's time, I got to go find someone new, right?
Right.
You know, what would you do? How would you start looking for that partner?
I mean, I think the best way to look for a partner is to find somebody to really know yourself, dig deep into yourself and find somebody that their strengths are your weaknesses, for sure. I also highly encourage, and we've had success here with starting as a LOA, bringing somebody brand new to the industry, bringing somebody, you know, that doesn't come with bad habits, doesn't come with other things, I think is a great start. Or, you know, if you have a loan officer who's been trying it for a while, that's, you know, just not really reaching the goals that they want to reach, you know, approaching them to assist you would be a good way.
Yep. No, I think I love the whole, you know, someone fresh,
right?
Because we all have bad habits, right? I know, you know, when I joined Ross all those years ago, and I still always say it's my favorite company I've ever worked for. It's like the best people I've ever been with, right? But we had a Midwestern company, and I was not a big producer that did a ton of volume in the Mid-Atlantic. And trying to mesh the two together, I was always like, well, that's not how we do it. That's not how we do it. That's not how we do it, type of thing, right? That's because I had 10 years of that's how we do it. Right. And biases and blinders on, versus someone that comes in new, you're like, this is how we do it.
For sure.
Right? And you bring them in and you train them and you teach them in your ways. It makes things that much smoother.
Yeah. And they bring a fresh set of eyes to it as well. So
what kind of, you know, good things or good habits, you know, let's throw them out there, the actual action steps are you bringing for the loan officers, you know, for your own team, and then maybe for the LOAs that you're bringing on, like what kind of specific things do you think are helping you guys set yourself apart from the other folks out there?
Well, I had mentioned Todd Duncan, who is, you know, he was my introduction to the industry, who I've always just valued his opinion. So in 2018, when I went to one of his seminars, you know, he said, if you don't have a CRM that you're actively working by 2020, you're going to be out of business. Obviously, nobody was out of business in 2020, so we can, but you know, that really just resonated with me. And so from there, we kind of just dabbled with a couple. And we use it every single day. I mean, it runs our business. It runs our loan officer's business. We're trying to get it to do that. But it's just a good habit to be in. And it really can structure your sales activities for the day. You know, in 2018, our biggest referral source was real estate partners. Today, it is our past clients, because we do such a good job of contacting them throughout the year, not to get their business, but to help them and to be their financial advisor. You know, anything that's mortgage related, we'll call them and just give them an update and let them know. But we really try to help and impact the clients' lives, not just to get their refinance business, so that, you know, when it's time to call them, because, hey, it is time to refinance, you know, they're totally fine with it. They know they're expecting it, and we've set them up for that.
Now, you guys have gone so far as to like add an additional staff person to help manage the CRM for you and for everybody in the entire branch. But, you and your partner, Mark, are basically the masterminds behind it. Like, you guys are looking at what's going on and trying to sort out how to move the data around and which categories should be getting contacted and when. And you guys put a lot of time and energy into that, right? I mean, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we have for sure. I mean, it's like I said, it's important to keep in contact with these customers all throughout. I mean, as TJ had mentioned earlier, as soon as credit's pulled, everybody's calling them. So, if you want to make sure I don't know, we've set up just different tasks to do along the way. So we'll call them, at tax time, we'll call them for their annual review. We'll call them and make sure that the property taxes are assessed correctly. So really setting up your CRM and putting tags onto people will just kind of remind you of things about that client so that they feel special and they feel heard and recognized. So just keeping, nobody's going to remember every single phone call that they've made. So keeping notes in there and referring back to them when you're talking to clients just really makes them feel, special. So.
See, I teed you up, TJ. I know you love talking about.
Yeah, I know. Well, Sarah, well, you guys use whiteboard, right?
No, we used whiteboard for a long time and we've switched to Surefire recently.
Okay. Yep. So, but one of the consistent themes that, Fish and I hear, it is what you just said, it's CRM utilization, right? And, our favorite answer, everyone's like, what CRM? What CRM? We're like, the one that you want to use.
Right.
Right. But, you guys, Ashley, John Thomas, like they're staying in Wade Betts, staying in contact with your database more than just when it's time for a sale.
Exactly.
Right? Humanizing the relationship.
Right.
Not just being like, hey, great news, rates dropped by, X percentage, whatever.
Right.
It's
probably like, who are you?
Right. Right. Oh, but at that point, you're just a transaction.
Right.
And where if you have that relationship because you're staying in contact with them, and the fact that, I just had a call with, a new Leads Academy member, and we were just talking about what to do and generating leads and prospecting. I was like, look, if you don't have enough phone numbers to call and you don't have a structured time to call them every single day, you're not going to succeed. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. Building that structure, having that database, making those sales calls, whether it's a call for someone to actually make a transaction with you, whether it's increasing a relationship, whether it's able to go ahead and ask for a referral, doing it every single day. Those small things today add up to big things over 30, 60, 90, 120 days.
They do for sure. I mean, my partner's favorite thing to do every morning is to look at Surefire, see whose birthday it is, and to call them and just, the conversations you get to have just by saying happy birthday, we don't robocall, we actually call the client. They are so appreciative and we get the best feedback from that.
I love that. And I want to go ahead and I know we started talking about like partnerships, so that's what I love about these things. They're conversations that evolve into something different. Right here, it's coming in, having that desire and that, that again, those paths or those rules every single day. We are doing this. We are making X number of calls. We are calling these people today, and just having it ingrained as part of your business model. Mm-hmm. You're going to have ups and downs based upon the market, but it's more kind of in the middle versus the extreme peaks and valleys that so many other people have that don't do those things.
For sure. And it's great having a partner because you have an accountability partner at that point.
Yep.
So you guys both keep each other in check and you both make sure you're doing your part of the job. So it's nice.
Well, that's awesome. So, Well, hey, we are at our 15-minute mark. As always, Fisher and I lie about how long these things are going to be. But Katie, that's how we get you guys on here, right? We're like, well, 10 minutes max. That's all it is, right? We're 10 minutes max. But they always go 15 to 20 minutes. Anything you would like to share, kind of wrap up with the MLO net community?
Not really. I just really appreciate this. This is very timely for you guys to be putting this on, and I truly appreciate it. I hop on every time I can. And thank you guys for what you do because it's great for our community.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it.
Closing question. We used to do this all the time, TJ. So Katie, let's say that, we pull a new loan officer into your branch coming from a different market, completely different market, and they got the skills as a loan officer, but they're starting fresh. And a lot of LOs are in that space right now where they feel like they're starting fresh, even in their own market. Mm-hmm. With your team and all the things that you guys have programmed and plugged, what are you going to tell them to focus on a day-to-day basis to be successful? Like what are the most important things you want them to put in their daily success plan?
Oh, wow. Well, I have a new one right now who is, networking is my big thing that he's signed up for everything. Any single event that is around this area, he's attending. So really just putting yourself out there, making sure everybody knows what you do. We had him handwrite letters to everybody in his, sphere of influence. Just sitting down with anybody that's ever said the word mortgage or asked for it, and just really kind of, first we fed them a bunch of knowledge and then we set them loose. So really just putting yourself out there. It's tough, but that's the only way you're gonna get recognized.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, we hit our short, quick 10, 15, 18-minute mark. Thank you all for joining. The replay is live in MLO Net. We have a replay page now that TJ's built for us. I put it in the chat if you want to catch some of the replays from the past calls. If you have any questions, you can find Katie on Facebook or comment. She'll message you some of the cool things they're doing with our CRM. It's super, super built out. We didn't want to take a look at it today, but I'm super impressed. I've started copying some of the things they're doing myself 100%. So anywho, we love you guys. We hope you all win. And I guess that's pretty much all we got, unless you guys can think of something else.
No, appreciate it. So MLO Net, thank you. Katie, thank you so much. See you guys soon.
Thank you.
Nice.
Bye.
Bye.